Hello there, and welcome back to That Park Place. My name is Vash Sky, and with me to cover this story and much more is WDW Pro. Tron Ares is a flop at the box office, but what does that mean for Magic Kingdom? Have they based a significant portion of Tomorrowland on a dead franchise? Ooh, we have to get into this one, Pro, because I couldn't believe the box office flop that was Tron Ares. We were covering it, that being Lou and I on Hollywood Backthought with Lou and You. That's every single Sunday on the T3PO channel at 2 p.m. Eastern right there, by the way. But we were covering this, and I was going over the numbers, and Pro, I mean, this is worse than Morbius. And I'm sure for a whole lot more. I think, the budget might be anywhere between $100 to $200 million? Ooh. We'll get into it right now from That Park Place. Tron Ares flops hard in opening weekend box office as trades try to blame anything but quality for failure. This by Marvin Montanaro, October 13, 2025. Disney's long-awaited Tron Ares has officially crashed on entry to the weekend box office. Despite heavy promotion and years of anticipation, the sci-fi sequel opened to just $33.5 million domestically and $60.5 million worldwide, according to AP News and Entertainment Weekly. For a film carrying a reported $180 million budget, which some outlets claim actually reached heights of over $200 million. Those are alarming numbers. Absolutely, indeed. I think the projected box office for this, Pro, over the weekend was anywhere between $80 to $90 million. I think Luis Fernando had those figures. And to have $60 million, Pro, they had to be expecting much more than this.
Well, it looks like based on inflation, there's about 1/3 of the people who went to go see Tron Legacy in its opening weekend that went to see Tron Ares. Now, the problem here is that Disney has a giant attraction that was copy and pasted from China and put into the Magic Kingdom. And now Tomorrowland's central figure, its weenie, if you will. Thank you, Uncle Walt. The iconography of Tomorrowland now is based on a dead franchise. And you say, well, no, it's not a dead franchise. Yeah, it is actually, because this is a movie that when you combine marketing and you combine the production, it needed $600 million, Vash. $600 million to break even. It got 1/10 of that in its opening weekend, and we expect steep drops based on some of the cinema stuff that we talk about on channels like the WDW Pro channel and Valiant Renegade. This did not get good surveys from consumers who saw it early on, and so we can expect this thing to drop anywhere from 55 to 65% in its next weekends. And so what's that going to mean? It's going to mean that it's going to make from 60 in the first weekend to probably 30, then 15. You get the idea. And this is a movie that sold astoundingly little in the way of tickets. Now, it's also embarrassing to Disney because at Magic Kingdom, as I said, this is a copy and paste job from China. And this ride was developed for Shanghai based on the idea that Chinese audiences had not experienced many roller coasters. So this is not a giant experience. In fact, folks, at the time you're watching this video, we have been going on now something like 3 to 4 times the length of the ride. It's only about 70 seconds because it was always just a one-off gimmick. You go through that curve that you see there, and then you go through mirrors, and that's it. That's the ride. That's the whole stinking ride because it was designed for people who had not been on coasters. Now, Disney could have brought this attraction, and it's very easy north of the show building to add some additional track and to cover the show building with canopies so that it didn't look badly if you were in places like Storybook Circus. But Disney didn't do that. That was too difficult, Vash. So what they did instead is they just copy and pasted something in that didn't fit. And the problem for Tron is we want Tron to be good. We want people to love Tron. Some of you out there, a few of you out there, enjoyed Tron Ares. But it is a flop of a flop of a flop. And now that's the big ride that you've got in Tomorrowland for all of time. They're not going to tear the thing down. You've got Space Mountain now dwarfed by Tron. And what they've done to the franchise, like they've done with so many other franchises, maybe you might say like they've done to Star Wars with the Galaxy's Edge. Guess what, folks? Tron is at the edge of being irrelevant. And in 5 to 10 years, kids are going to be getting on that ride saying, "What's Tron, Mommy?" I don't know how you rebrand it, but it's a sad thing. I wish it was a great movie. I wish tons of people had gone to see it. I wish the roller coaster had been doubled when it was brought to the United States so that it was a legit roller coaster. I wish it was more than 70 seconds long. It's a beautiful facade, but that's all, Vash. That's all it is. And it's very odd how Disney has mismanaged not only the franchise, not only the movie, but the attraction.
Oh, Tron goes back to 1982, right? How, certain things might have been mismanaged. Certain expectations applied that didn't actually pan out. So Disney has a long infamous history, I suppose, with the Tron franchise. But look, following Legacy, it was like, okay, hey, look, this is going to be the biggest thing since sliced bread. Remember back when Tron Legacy actually came out? It was what 2010, if I'm not mistaken, right there. Bro, I remember some internally thinking that this was going to be the company's Avatar, because Avatar had just come out in 2009 and just lit the world on fire. It's like, okay,
and
well,
Disney didn't have Avatar yet.
That's a fair point right there. So they were thinking this is going to be the biggest thing, and unfortunately, it just didn't turn out that way. I think the box office at the end of its run, I think it was like maybe $400 million, which is not anywhere close to where it should have been back in the day, especially given the budget that was actually applied right there. But they still had all these concepts, these great ideas. We have a coaster concept and all these different things. Well, when Shanghai is being established, leading to the opening in 2016, it's like, okay, well, we need something with an exterior portion for a coaster, because we've heard issues from Hong Kong, like you pointed out there, Pro, that, you have grandmothers and so forth get on Space Mountain not understanding that was a coaster. And so it was like, okay, we have to have an outdoor portion. We have to make this very obvious that this is the kind of experience that you're getting right there. So instead of going through this long development cycle to do something that's original for Shanghai, let's go ahead and just bring out the old Tron concepts. And then JPEG's like, hey, we need the expansion at the Magic Kingdom. We don't want to spend a lot of money on development, research, all that. Let's just go ahead and clone Shanghai's Tron Lightcycle run for Magic Kingdom, and that's how we get here. Oh, it's terrible, bro. Terrible.
It's not good. And for people who say, well, Tron's my favorite ride, or it has long lines. Okay. I'm sorry, it's still a 70-second ride. That doesn't change the fact that it's very short, and you didn't have to have that. That's what blows my mind. People are arguing lately that Animal Kingdom isn't there for rides. It's you're supposed to have even more of a time. Folks, this is a map of Magic Kingdom on Bing, not Google Earth, because Google Earth has an old one. This is Tron over here. Everybody see Tron now. It was under construction when Bing did it, but this is Tron over here. And this is a retention pool. But you'll notice that this retention pool could be far north of that. It's positioned where it is because Disney decided they didn't want to do an expansion. What could Disney have done? Vash, where the southernmost part of this pool is, Disney could have done an addition to the Tron attraction that would have had a couple of double helixes and stuff, some fun, nothing upside down, but just roundy rounds to add to the attraction and pad out the runtime. Get it to a minute and a half, right? They could have done that. And it's Disney. They got money, baby. Disney also didn't want to take the time to put a canopy. Everybody take a look with my mouse. Where's the canopy got to go? Right there. Very simple to put a canopy there. In China, this part of the building isn't exposed. But in Magic Kingdom, it is, and it's exposed to New Fantasyland and to the circus area, and it's very, very ugly. It's like a giant warehouse rising up over the horizon. Disney just had to put a canopy there. They didn't want to do any of that. They were so cheap. They were so lazy, Vash, that they just threw this thing in there. And the reason they needed a coaster that was Tomorrowland themed, quick, we got one of those. It's in China. Hey, boss, that's not really a full-blown coaster. We just made it for Chinese audiences who didn't know what coasters are. Doesn't matter. Throw it in there. Boss, you're going to see the don't care. Put it in there. And that's what they did.
Right. And it's disastrous because I think the expectation was, okay, hey, if we revitalize a Tron franchise going forward, because, a Tron threequel, I guess, had been in the works for some time. Ever since Tron Legacy came out, they had plans, ambitions for another entry into that franchise, the Flynn Live short and all of that. It's like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and make this brand relevant again. So the strength of the IP might not matter. And the strength of the attraction, well, people will love it. It's Tron. It looks great at night. It's all these different things. And then the reviews come out and it's like, ooh, that's not so good. You look at Tron Ares, what, a B+ cinema score? This thing doesn't have legs. So now you have tanked the franchise. You have tanked a portion of one of the most well-attended theme parks in the world, all for this IP that you have horribly mismanaged, just like so many others.
They keep doing it, Vash. They keep doing it, and they never learn. I wish they didn't keep burning their franchises, but they do. Tron Ares should have been back in the oven for another year. Make it better. Make it better. Same thing with the attraction. They should have plussed it, as Walt used to say. They should not have brought it from Shanghai and just plopped it in, but they should have made some modifications. And even for those who say, I love the ride, bro, you're just being mean. It's as long as Velocicoaster. Okay. Can you defend the fact they didn't even wrap the building in the canopy so that it doesn't show to the other parts of the park? No, you can't defend that. And neither can I. And we want the best product possible. That's what we advocate for here and on the Pro channel. We want Disney to give you the best. And we're always going to argue for that. Always for the best.
Absolutely for the best. And wait, did you like Tron Ares as it was released in theaters? Do you wish it had more connections to Tron Legacy? Do you like the Tron coaster at Magic Kingdom, the Tron Lightcycle run right there? Or do you think they should have extended it out and made it maybe a little bit more appropriate for Magic Kingdom? Please let us know in the comment section down below right there. If you haven't liked the video yet, what are you doing? We have a hype video. No idea what it does, but hopefully it helps us out. That would be great right there. And make sure you subscribe to That Park Place for all the news. That should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.